Hello, welcome in this another MM tutorial. In SAP MM, we have a lot of option to search the data as per our requirement. For any procurement, we need to raise the purchase order to vendor, either for the procurement of material, fresh material, either for procurement of new services from the external vendor. So, how can you find out the data that we have placed the purchase order? How many purchase orders are pending for the good receipts? What are the dates and all? Okay, we have a very important transaction code ME2N. Let us explore this transaction code. And first, let's go in the dynamic selection. As per the dynamic selection, we have to clarify, we have to filter out the purchase order data. Two options are there: purchasing document header and purchasing document item. Let us explore this. Click on this. On the basis of company code, on the basis of PO category, on the basis of the purchasing document type, control indicator, deletion indicator, status, created by means which user is created the purchase order, vendor, and terms of payment, discount percentage, purchasing organization, purchasing group, and there are warranty, billing period, quotations, salesperson, telephone data, supplying vendors, customers, and GR messages. Various options are there. Okay, release status, release indicator, release strategy, and address number and region code. So many options are there: withholding tax type, vendor category, cluster ID. So many options are there. On the basis of these data, you can filter out your purchase order. And the second one is purchasing document item, RFQ status, material, and for which material you have created the purchase order, storage location, material group, vendor material quantity, order quantity, okay, and price unit, tax code, okay, evaluation type, final invoice, item category, partial invoice, ZR non-evaluated invoice receipt, okay, order acknowledgement, and there are various options are there. Okay, funds, profit center based on the profit center data, principal rate control, gross weight, and all, material category. So many options are there. Okay, so on the basis of these data, we can filter out. Okay, and in the scope of list, for example, if you have a list of the purchase order, you can directly upload the purchase order data from here, and single values, and from the mass multiple upload. Okay, and in the purchasing organization, we have centralized, decentralized. Okay, centralized, decentralized. For example, I'm just going to filter out the data of the decentralized purchase order. Scope of list, you have lot of options to get the list, everything possible, grid control, PO with the notified quantities and all. Okay, so I'm always try to get the data in the LV grid control because it's provide the data in the flat format. So I'm clicking on this. You can opt your own scope of list, and here the selection parameters are there. Selection parameters are there. How many selection parameters are there? Open request for quotation, closed request for quotation, rough GR, open target quantity, open issue quantity, open good receipt, open GR block status. Okay, and invoice verification is pending, for which MIRO is pending. Invoice processing started but not completed. The data good receipt pending. So lot of options are there. Lot of options are there. Okay, so I'm not going to select any parameters. Document type. Once we are trying to create the purchase order using ME21, and then always we are trying to get the data for the purchase requisition. This is need based requisition and contract, local purchase order, educational order, emergency order, intra-company inter-GSTN order, intra-company intra-GSTN order, need-based order, non-POC order, rate contract order, service order, and intra-company inter-GST IN order, and turnkey PO, and here need-based APO, schedule agreement, and so many options for the document type. So depending on your requirement, you can apply your filter. Purchasing group, for example, we are applying the filter on the data. For example, MM Circle Corporate, MM Circle Factories, MM Circle Circles, MM Circle SSA, and Civil Circle, Civil SSA, Electrical, IT, Operation, Engine. Which purchasing group you have on the basis of plant. For example, we are going to filter out the data of the 3002, and on the basis of the vendor, supplying plant, material group, document date, vendor message. So going to filter out the data of the first April 2018 to 30th January, 30th June 2018, the first quarter of the 2018 financial year. The data I'm going to filter out. Okay, so system will generate the data of the plant 3002 decentralized purchase order and going to generate. You have two options. If you want to run the report in the background, then execute in background also, and check the data in SM37 after 15 or 20 minutes, depending on the size of the data, depending on the heaviness of the data. And if you don't want to execute the report in the background, then you can directly execute this report in the background. I'm going to execute this report in the background, not in the background directly. So click on the F8. Okay. The system has generated the data directly, and see these are the purchase document number. Vendor category is not available, group is not available, name industry is not available here, and this is the vendor code, and description is also available. Purchase group is there, material, for example, these three purchase order is for the material. This is the shortest, and this is the item category, and we have an item category, and this is the account assignment category. This is the quantity, this is the plant. Okay, and see open value means for such quantity we have generated the purchase order, and how many quantities are open for pending. Okay, see for example, this dnet system 1800 quantity to be delivered, these quantities are not delivered till date, so system is getting the data to be delivered. So 1800 quantities are still open for this purchase order. You have a lot of options here. Purchasing document type, for example, if I'm just going to pick any value. Release indicator is there. I'm just want to get the status of the release strategy, release indicator. So I'm just including in our report, and system will include in our report. Okay, so you can filter out the data on the basis of your vendor. You can filter out depending on the vendor category, cluster ID, name, industry type, and all. You can export this data from here to local file and then save in your directory. And here from the list of export, you can also place in the spreadsheet format. Okay, and here I'm just trying to release this data on the basis of this purchase order. Here you can also export the data from system, from the list, and from save. No, it's not possible. You can also you can get the data from here only. Okay. And what is the logic behind report? In this report, you can uh, apply the tracking, how many purchase order are open for the delivery, how many purchase order is open for invoicing. Okay. So, for example, I'm select to be delivered and click on this descending order. Then system is generate the data of the purchase orders which are open for delivery. Not any Migo or SES is done. Okay. So that's why this purchase or this report is very important for generation of the tracking record. Okay. And for example, I'm going to check this to be invoice means Miro is also pending for these quantity. So you can to be invoiced invoice quantity is pending 129, amount is 19350. Invoice quantity is pending for 4 quantity and amount is 20,000. So this is the status you will get. Miro is pending, good receipt is pending. Good receipt is means Mingo or SES is pending. So you can filter out and track the record of your purchase orders. Okay. Bi-weekly you can check this record. By 15 days or by monthly you can check the record. By quarterly you will check the record, because in some of organizations 60 days or 90 days checks are there after the uh, receipt of the invoice date. After the invoice date, after 60 days you cannot verify your Miro. After 90 days you cannot verify your Miro. So using this transaction code, you have a lot of help there. You can track of your vendor payment record, vendor invoice verification records, good receipt records. Okay, how many purchase orders are open for the good receipt? You can directly track out the record from here also. On the you can apply the parameters. See, WE101 open good receipt. Okay, and ZIV01 invoice verification is pending. So you can using these two parameters you can filter out the record. I'm just going to apply this WE101 and WE101 is for the good receipt is pending. Okay, I'm just getting the data for which only is the good receipt is pending. The system will generate the data of the good receipt is pending. See, system has generated the data on the basis of uh, good receipt is pending. See, all the purchase order still to be delivered here. Hope you understand. Still to be delivered. So system has generated the data of the all the purchase order in which partial quantity is pending for delivery or full quantity 100% quantity is pending for delivery. For example, the 1800 price is available, 1800 orders and still to be delivered 1800. And for the material, if 85 material quantity is there, 85 quantities are available for the delivery. So for example, created for the 10 quantity purchase order 25 5000, 25 5000. So this is the track record of the SAP system, and that will provide you the exact information. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to check the data of the my how many purchase order for which Miro is pending. So here invoice verification is pending ZIV01. Okay, ZIV01, I'm going to click on the document date on the same date, 1st April 2018 to 30/6 2018, going to execute. Selection parameter is ZIV01 is for how many purchase order for which invoice verification is pending for full quantity, or any partial quantity. Yeah. If system has generated the report of all the purchase order for which the invoice verification, that is MIRO, is pending. Okay. So to be invoiced for this amount is pending, you can apply the short here. See, this this amount is pending for the invoice verification. Okay, so you can track out the record of your purchase order for the invoice verification with respect to your vendor, because if a vendor has provided you services, then uh, timely receipt of the goods, timely processing of the vendor invoices, and timely payment of the vendor is very esteemed duty of your organization, and that's why it's maintain the good relation with your vendor and your company. Okay, so this is how you can track all the data in SAP with respect to purchase order. Thank you for watching this tutorial. This tutorial is for understanding and the training purpose only, and share this information with your colleagues and friends and among your employees of the company which are working in the SAP MM, SAP procurement, and SAP power plants and all. And if you have any query in your mind, please mention in the comment section. I will give you the suitable reply if possible. And if you think this is a useful tutorial for you, then press a like button. Once you press a like button, it will support us. And if you are new on our YouTube channel, please subscribe our YouTube channel for the latest SAP MM tutorial. We are frequently creating the basic tutorial for the SAP MM domain and basic daily type issues. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.